Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about 10 ways with which you can use Pro Collagen W, baby. Now, I'm going to talk about, first of all, what is the benefits of collagen and why it's so crucial in health and especially in dealing with autoimmunity. A couple things. Number one is that protein is really important for those with autoimmunity because people with autoimmune disease have a lot of gut digestion and absorption problems. So there's a lot of malabsorption, inability to absorb not just food, but protein, healthy fats, as well as even your medications or your supplements. And as a result of that, it is a lot of people with autoimmune disease are actually really malnourished. And then on top of it, we talked about blood sugar. People with autoimmune disease have really high and really low blood sugars bumping around up and down all day long. And that up and down all day long is what actually is one of the major triggers of autoimmune disease. So it's even more important for people with autoimmune disease to eat a diet throughout the day that actually contains adequate amount of fat and protein. And so there's a million reasons why having a powdered collagen makes a big difference on that. And a couple other things, like what's collagen? Collagen is actually a protein that is made from the collagen of animals like cow. Okay, it's like cow collagen that's grounded up medical grade. There's 3 different types of collagen. Why is that important? Because they have different roles in the body. Collagen, what is it good for? We think about hair. Bones, skin, nails, right? We think of those things when we think of collagen because those things are actually made with collagen. But the thing is that yes, those are the building blocks. So if you're suffering from hair loss, would it be helpful to take collagen? Absolutely. If you're seeing a change in the hair quality, would it make a difference? Yeah. If you're seeing brittle nails that break or chip, yeah, it would. If you're suffering from bone issues, whether that's bone loss, osteoporosis, or even inflammation and pain in your bones and your tendons, would it be super helpful to have collagen? And the answer is yes, yes, and hell yes. And in fact, some people think that people with, there's a myth that people with mixed connective tissue disorder or scleroderma can't eat or take collagen, and the answer to that is that's not true. In fact, those people, myself included, I have mixed connective tissue disorder. There's no problem with eating collagen. It's just another really high quality form of protein. And I also think about how for those of us that have digestion problems, in fact, 100% of people with autoimmune disease have digestive issues. We don't even digest the protein or fats we eat very well at all because we have a lot of digestion problems. So you may eat a big chunk of protein, little do you know, you may be absorbing less than 10 to 20% of that because you have digestion issues. So how important is it to get a form of protein that's easily incorporated into a lot of different things, and yet at the same time, it's really high quality collagen, not 1,000 other ingredients, minimal number of ingredients, that's medical grade collagen, really important. The other thing too is that collagen requires water as a molecule to actually bind it or dissolve it to help it absorb, which is why it makes it a killer carrier molecule to mix in water. I talk about collagen, using Pro Collagen B during our 10-day water challenge in the Facebook group. And one of the reasons is it's really great to put into any liquids, water included. Now, one of the things that collagen is really important for is actually for leaky gut. So a lot of you out there with autoimmune disease have trouble with, your gut, whether it's gas, bloating, constipation, or diarrhea. And one of the most important things to understand is that collagen is not just so easily absorbed in that environment, it actually kind of coats that environment. So it actually is really soothing for the gut. So it's literally my favorite protein to go to. And we're also talking in a day and age where people have a lot of allergy to a lot of different kinds of proteins. And many people with autoimmune disease have trouble tolerating whey. Some people may even have a problem tolerating other protein powders, hemp, rice or pea protein. Could be a lot of other types of allergy. Yet collagen is one of the lowest allergy provoking proteins. So that's another plus why it's really helpful for those with autoimmunity, because people with autoimmunity have a lot of sensitivities to different kinds of proteins. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dig right in on what are some fun ways that you may not have even thought of to use collagen. And of course, number one is you absolutely can put it in water. So you can take Pro Collagen WB, you can take 1 scoop right out of there. You could take 1 scoop in there, okay, and go ahead and put it right into straight old water, okay? And I like to use a hand blender hand blender like this is super helpful. I go ahead and just blend it right up, okay? And you can drink it. It's really no flavor to it. You can ice it, so it makes it like protein water. And the other thing to think about is how much protein is in collagen WB. When you look on the label, each serving size, which is approximately 1 scoop, contains 11 grams of protein. That's like a whole egg of protein in just 1 scoop. So that's a whole heck of a lot of protein that's really easily absorbable. And the other thing is a lot of people, especially people with autoimmune disease in the morning, they actually wake up nauseated or not wanting to eat. So I think drinking protein is actually really something to think about, and it's a really easy way to do that. Now here's the thing is, you could just do it in water, right? Straight in water. But the thing is, can you do lemon in the water? Yeah, you can totally do lemon in the water. Can you put, can you actually do it in warm water? Well, yeah, you can totally put it in warm water too. And we're going to talk more about warm beverages that you can put it in as well. But you don't want anything boiling, okay? But warm is totally fine, or even hot like tea, a temperature, totally fine, right? Now, but here's the thing. Besides water, what else can you put it in? I got a couple hacks for you, okay? So any cold beverage you can put in, but make sure you use a hand blender and blending it really quickly. Super easy, right? And that's kind of cool when you're traveling. Think about when you're traveling on an airplane and you're like, I have nothing to eat, I'm on the plane. Why not just carry in a Ziploc bag some Pro Collagen WB? You can even just put it in your water bottle and put a scoop in, mix it straight up, and you can, while you're drinking on the plane and getting hydrated, you're also getting the protein in, so you're not starving trying to look for places to eat, especially if you have certain food sensitivities. Why not just do that? So that's the other thing is you can just get a bottle and shake it right up. Okay, really easy to do. Now, here's the other thing is, in cold water, I love these things. I found these literally on Amazon. They're called True Lime. Or True Lemon, okay? What's really cool about this is that they come in different flavors, and they're sweetened with stevia, which is a natural sweetener. So I actually, when I looked at these, you know, the ingredients is actually really minimal in these, which I like. Hey, look, I'm not, a lot of people are gonna sit here, and sometimes some people under the videos are gonna like bag me for saying, oh, use a package this or that. You know what? I'm a real person, and we all are like normal people, and not everyone else has time to sit here and squeeze lemonade all day long. And if you can, that's great. But if you can't, I think these packets are actually a really great idea. I'm all about real people, real results, real outcomes, real shopping. So a couple things right here is they have a lemonade right here. And on the lemonade, I'll just use this one. This is the black cherry one. It's really simple. I just take one of these. And here's my water with the collagen in it. I throw it right in. Then I got myself a black cherry lemonade, and I just blend it up. And this packet will do this whole giant like 22-ounce cup, and I'll ice it. And it's a great way to get flavored water that's basically got the protein of an egg in there. Can't you just do that anytime? Yeah, you can. And is that blood sugar balancing? Totally. And what's cool about this is that this particular brand, True Lime or True Lemon, I mean, you got this lemonade flavor, you got this limeade, that's black cherry flavor, and then they have iced tea flavors. This one is peach iced tea flavor, one of my favorites. So you can get flavored iced tea. If you don't want to use these, you just want to do iced tea. Can you put a scoop right in iced tea? Absolutely. So the possibilities are endless as far as what kind of cold beverages you want it in. You could even, any cold beverage, you can go ahead and put it in. Now, are there other creative ways to, use it using warm beverages? Before I move on to that, I'm going to tell you that on another live, I'm going to be talking about how, besides putting straight water in this, I actually use this, and I love my greens to make what I call wonder water. So on that video, I'm gonna go over how I make wonder water. But with this Pro Collagen WB, cold beverages, totally way to go, right? Next, I'm gonna talk about hot beverages. What are some hot beverages you can get it in? Well, here's the thing, because it's hot beverage or warm beverage, it actually dissolves the Pro Collagen WB even easier. So sometimes you don't have to use this. I just do it just because I like to kind of foam it up and make it all creamy. So think about it, in the morning, can you have a cup of coffee? Yes, you can have a cup of coffee. And when you have a cup of coffee, can you put a scoop of Pro Collagen WB in to add protein to that? Those of you who can't eat breakfast and want to drink it, is that a great idea? Yeah, totally. So I typically will put the coffee in there. I fill it up about halfway, put a scoop of collagen in there, whiz it right up, There we go, right? And then fill up the rest of coffee. I noticed there's no change in flavor whatsoever. Now, for those of you who are like, I don't do coffee, I want to do something that tastes like coffee, it doesn't have the caffeine, can I use decaf? You can use decaf. The other thing that you can do is chicory coffee. Chicory coffee tastes like coffee, it's not coffee, and doesn't have the caffeine. You can do the same thing. So can you do that? Yes. And some of you guys have watched me do everything hot that counts as water. And I talk about dandelion tea. They even have a French rose flavor. Can you use the French rose flavor and then put the collagen in there? Yeah, you can. Okay, which leads me to the point was one of the things I want to talk about is how to make your own collagen creamer. And I definitely recommend making your own. Don't go buy some of the brands that I've seen that comes in a powder form. They call it collagen creamer. They do not mix or blend well at all. So I actually like making my own collagen creamer. It's cheaper and it's got the quality Pro Collagen WB in there, and it's really versatile. So right here, all I did was I took oat milk I got from Costco. You can use any oat milk, any milk you want, in fact. And I have about 8 ounces right here. And I will put a scoop of Pro Collagen WB straight in there. 1 scoop right in there. And then I just blend it up. That's it. You got your collagen creamer. Now, if you're like, oh, I want to make a vanilla flavor, can you put vanilla extract in there? Yeah, you can make a vanilla creamer. If you're like, I want to make it a chocolatey creamer and I want to put cocoa, cacao in there, you can put cacao, organic cacao powder in there. You get a chocolate creamer. There's a lot of different things. There's even stevia drops that they sell that are hazelnut. So can you make a hazelnut creamer? Yeah, you just put a couple drops of the stevia that's flavored with hazelnut in there. They even have toffee or salt caramel flavor. That's a stevia drop. Non-dairy is just a stevia that's flavored with it. A couple drops in there. Not only is it a collagen creamer, but you can put it any flavor you want or no flavor at all, just with collagen. So that when you add this creamer to your coffee, right, you're adding extra collagen right in there. I mean, how simple is that? So this is a really easy way to make a collagen creamer that goes into your beverages. And that could be coffee. In another video, I actually did a video on how I use Pro Collagen WB to make matcha latte. If you guys want to see that, put in the description here under the comment section that you want to see the matcha video. But I have a specific video where I go over how to just use matcha powder. Put matcha powder in there, a teaspoon in there. I put a teaspoon of Love My Greens in there, and I put hot water. I blend. And then I take hot milk, any kind of milk in there, and I put it right in there. And as I put about 4 ounces of hot milk in there, after that I put a scoop of collagen in there, and then I go ahead and top it off with more hot water for a steamy, foamy hot matcha latte. There's a video where I go over that in more detail. So matcha latte is the other way to go with adding collagen, Pro Collagen WB in there. That works really well. Now, I do want to point out that some people are like, oh, all about the protein. Protein gets all the love. I do want to mention that, can you add also fat to these hot beverages for extra creaminess and for extra health benefits? Yes, and that's our Pro MCT. Our Pro MCT oil is crazy incredible because it's 100% C8. And C8, common name for that is caprylic acid. And caprylic acid, C8, you can use it to put it straight into the beverage and just whiz it up right there. Makes it extra, it goes with the creaminess of the collagen creamer. So you can add a little bit of Pro MCT C8 in there. And that C8 is really great because it's great for leaky gut. It's antibacterial and antifungal. And it's just an oil that you would use every day. You can put into the hot beverages, you can put in the salad, and that's our Pro MCT C8. So you can always add extra fat straight into your beverages. I like it putting into my hot beverages, especially when I'm using one of these fizz and I'm using it as a creamy foamer. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is in our store, we have a product called Golden Balance, and I have used Golden Balance straight with some warm milk to make a warm, foamy blood sugar balancing beverage before bed. It contains our collagen in there. Some people, though, because they really can't eat anything before bed or they really plummet into low blood sugar before bed, may want to add extra collagen to Golden Balance, and I definitely can add an additional half a scoop to the Golden Balance And that makes this warm turmeric golden milk at night. That's blood sugar, hormone balancing, and anti-inflammatory. I have people who swear by that, it's helping them sleep through the night, also helps with mood, and then they wake up the next morning. The anti-inflammatory properties is really great for pain. So I have people drinking that every single day at night before bed to help with joint pain and inflammation when they wake up. So there's multiple products that are hot as a drink that you can put it in, or you can make yourself at home. And then, let's keep going with the hot. With the hot, can you add collagen into soups to pump up the protein? Yes, absolutely. So I think about it in terms of sometimes like you have maybe lentil soup and you just want to add an extra hit of protein in there. Right before you serve it, all I do is I mix a little bit of warm water or hot water straight in a cup and blend a half a scoop of this or a scoop in there. And then I pour it right into the soup and mix it right in before I serve it so that it has that collagen right in there. So you can put actually Pro Collagen WB straight into soup. Why not? And then in the morning sometimes, I love having miso soup actually for breakfast because it's got the fermented miso in there. I love fermented foods. There's a lot of great, it is really helpful for the bacteria in your gut. And what we're doing is we're feeding the bacteria in your gut quality protein rather than sugar. This is really important as changing their energy source. The bacteria in your gut is what's aging us, what's causing inflammation, what's causing cancer, what's causing mood and brain focus issues. So it's really important to get in as much of the quality protein like collagen and in quality fats like the Pro MCTC8 in there to actually help that bacteria have their main energy source be protein or healthy fat. Now, one way to do that is I have soup for breakfast a lot. So if you want to make bone broth, you can make bone broth in any way that you can, and you have a warm bowl of soup in the morning, right? But can you just whiz in a scoop of Pro Collagen WB, and basically you have the protein of an egg in a bowl of soup? Yeah. Okay. The other thing I can do is you can buy instant packets of miso soup, which is what I do here, right here. You just take this packet and you just put it into some hot water. Okay. You could put it even in a cup. I like my miso soup in a cup. I put this in there. I put hot water in there. I put a scoop of collagen. Whiz. There. You basically have a big old mug of miso soup that has the protein of an egg straight in there that you drink in a cup. It's a savory morning drink. If you don't like to use this instant miso packet, you can just buy fermented organic miso from the refrigerated section of your grocery store. Put a teaspoon in, half a teaspoon or to a teaspoon, depending on your taste. Now, white miso is sweet. Black miso is salty. So you could get the dark if you want it more salty. If you want it more sweet, you could get the white miso, or you could get a mix if you want it somewhere in the middle. Helpful hint. You put the miso, hot water in here, and a scoop of the collagen, whiz it right up, and you got miso soup. You don't even need these packets if you don't want to get an instant packet. You can make your own miso soup really easy like that. And that's a great thing to do with soup. And that way you get a scoop of collagen right in that soup. Do it in a mug in the morning. I love that, right? And then finally, I want to talk about how you can actually hide Pro Collagen WB in sauces. And this is for you, but also for kids. I know sometimes our kids are carboholics. It's really hard to get the protein in. So why not hide it in sauces? So I can tell you how I do it, which is like, let's say I'm making mac and cheese for kids, right? What I do is, even if you make instant or if you're making it fresh, it's at the finishing stage where you have all the sauce mixed in, the mac is almost done. All I do is I take 1 scoop of the Pro Collagen WB into a cup, and I fill about 2 to 4 ounces of hot water, blend it, and then I have a collagen liquid that I pour straight into the mac and cheese, and I mix it right up to finish it, and all that protein is going straight into the mac and cheese. Nobody knows there's protein in it. They think they're just getting mac and cheese, yet they're getting this power punch of protein with their mac and cheese. I know, I'm really smart like that. But what also helps is if you do make your mac and cheese from scratch, what you want to do is they actually sell now higher protein pasta elbows. I know that there's garbanzo protein, fortified gluten-free pastas that you can do. So you use a higher protein pasta that's bean-based, but in the sauce, go ahead, just add some of that collagen into the very end of it. Now, This is a really hot tip because you can do this with all sorts of sauces. So if, let's say you're making spaghetti for the kids and you're at the very last stage, the sauce is all done, can you just put a little bit of that 1 scoop of collagen into a little bit of water and pour it right into the sauce, the pot with the sauce, after you turn off the flame? Totally. And then you just pumped up the protein in that sauce. Even you make a vegetarian tomato sauce, can you pump up the protein? Yeah, you totally could. Let's say the kids don't like the texture of the meat. Can you add the collagen there? You can add the collagen in there that way. So you can put in sauces. Curries is the way to do that. If you make curries, can you throw it in the very end in there as well to pump up the protein in there? Yeah. So it's really helpful, especially with kids who are really struggling with high carb meals and that's all they want to eat. This is a great way to get the protein in. And then it's also a really great way to get this quality fat in there. So Pro-MCT8 goes straight to the brain. It's like rocket fuel for the brain. So can you pour it as the finishing oil in your soup? Can you put it as the finishing oil in your mac and cheese, in your spaghetti sauce, in your curries? Totally. So that's another way to use another biohack using just a healthy fat that's just right there, C8, Pro-MCT8. That's just another thing to do. Now, I have a couple creative ways with which I use collagen, okay? And so these are bonus. So think kids, think Jell-O. Well, yeah, you can make your own gelatin Jell-O if you want, using gelatin powder, water, any food coloring or flavoring you want. Or you can just buy Jell-O if you that's the convenience that you do. Your kids are going to eat Jell-O anyway. Can you, when you mix up the Jell-O with the hot water, throw in a scoop of Pro Collagen WB in there and mix it with the hand blender really quickly? Yeah. So we're talking Jell-O protein shots. I know. So you can really you can put 2 scoops in there. So you can really, even though your kids are having Jell-O, can you make high protein Jell-O shots that like have the protein of almost an egg in there with just a couple bites? Yeah, you can. So that's another way is I call it the Pro Collagen WB Jell-O shots. Yes, we can do that for us and the kids too. If you want to make a healthy version of that, you don't want to use the packaged Jell-O, you can look online for recipes to make your own Jell-O and just throw in 1 or 2 scoops of this right into the recipe. That's the way I would do it. And then finally, I love chia pudding. This is the last one. Okay, chia pudding to me is a total biohack because chia seeds are actually really high in omega-3s. And there's tons of recipes online on how to use chia seeds. So put some milk with it and just and other flavorings in there and just go ahead and chill it overnight. And in the morning, you get this creamy chia pudding to eat. And there's recipes all over the place, so I don't have to go into that. But what I do with it is, in addition to that, all you have to do is when you're before pouring the milk in, put a half scoop of the Pro Collagen WB in the milk, blend it up, and then put the chia seed in it. Then that not only do you get the protein omega-3s of the chia seed, you get the protein of an egg in there in your chia pudding. So that's like a power punch breakfast right there. Not just for you, but if the kids like chia pudding, that's a great way to do it. And that being said, you can do this to any pudding recipe. Any pudding recipe. You can actually even go to the health food store and find healthy vanilla, custard, chocolate pudding recipes. Comes in prepackaged boxes in the health food store. And you can actually, when you mix it up, you can just blend before you put the milk in, put a scoop of this into the milk, and any pudding could be pumped up with Pro Collagen WB. So there you have it. That's almost, I think, 12, 15 ways to use Pro Collagen WB. And this is all the ways I get it in for me, but I also get it in for my kids when they were younger. And it's just, there's a lot of sneaks and hacks here that I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you are interested in learning more about Pro Collagen WB, there's a link above or below this video where you can check it out, and there's going to be more information about it. Thanks, everybody.